Hi, I'm Susie, and I'm passionate about two things, cooking and personal growth. And that's what this channel is all about. Welcome to Cooking with a Side of Coaching. Life feels like a lot right now. If I'm honest, I'm exhausted. But I'm also learning that rest and resilience can exist in the same breath. That I can give myself grace and rest when I need it instead of completely shutting down. This morning I knew I had two choices. I could either let the weight of everything that's going on hold me down, or I could take one small step to take care of myself. So I had a slow morning. I made my coffee, I sat down, I relaxed, I took time with it, and then I went and got myself ready for the day. I knew that putting my makeup on and doing my hair was going to help me get through this day. I tackled some things that had been piling up, like laundry and dishes. I did a little food prep for the week because I know I have a hard week ahead of me and I wanted to be a little bit prepared in advance. These are all small things. They're simple things, but they're things that remind me that I can still keep going during tough times. I'm still here. I'm still moving. I'm still showing up for myself. When I'm in a state of stress like this, I use things from my toolkit to help me calm down. Taking time to rest and making homemade delicious food are two ways that I love to do that. And today, part of taking care of myself means making something that brings me comfort. Warm, buttery, garlicky naan. There's just something about all of those flavors and textures that just helps. And right now, I need that. And maybe you do too. So let's make some naan bread and maybe remind ourselves that even in hard seasons, we can still find moments of care, comfort, and love. For the dough, we are going to start with a large bowl. To the bowl, we're going to add 1/4 cup of warm water from the tap. To that, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of sugar and 1.5 teaspoons of active dry yeast, and we're going to give that a mix. We're going to let that sit for 5 minutes until foamy. Once foamy, we are going to add 3/4 cup of warm milk, 3/4 cup of plain yogurt, 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 4.5 cups of all-purpose flour. We're going to give that a good mix until a good dough ball is formed. Then we're going to turn it out onto a lightly floured surface, and we're going to knead the dough for 3 to 5 minutes until it's smooth and elastic. We're then going to coat the mixing bowl with olive oil and add the dough ball back to the bowl and cover it up. We're going to let it sit in a warm location for about 1 hour until the dough is double in size. Life has a way of kneading us, just like this dough. Pressing, stretching, testing our limits. Lately, I've been feeling it hard. I have projects that are overdue, a real estate deal that's going south, and tax season is looming over me like a storm cloud. On top of that, I'm taking care of my dad while he's sick and still trying to build a business from the ground up. The pressure can feel relentless, like this dough being worked and pushed. But here's the thing, just like naan bread needs the right handling to turn out soft and beautiful, we need care, patience, and love to keep ourselves from burning out. The hardest lesson I've had to learn, especially when life gets overwhelming, is that I cannot pour from an empty cup. Or in this case, I cannot expect this dough to rise if I don't give it time to rest. We hear it all the time. Put your oxygen mask on first. But what does that really mean? It means recognizing when you need rest, when you need space, and when you need to refill your emotional reserves before giving more of yourself to the world. Right now, my nervous system wants to be in overdrive. My brain tells me, just push through, just work harder, just keep going. But pushing harder doesn't always mean better results. Sometimes it means exhaustion. Just like this naan dough, I need rest to grow, to soften, to be at my best. Now that this dough has doubled in size, I'm going to take it out of the bowl and divide it into 10 even pieces. This dough is so beautiful. It's nice and soft and elastic and fluffy. It smells beautiful, and it's going to be the perfect texture for this naan. I'm so excited to try it. It's going to be delicious, and it's going to hit the spot. I'm just using a bench scraper here. This thing is old, but works perfectly. And this allows me to decide where I'm going to make my cuts and how big I want to make my pieces. Next, I'm going to take each of these balls of dough and I'm going to roll them out and make them in kind of an oval shape. That's the traditional shape of naan, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm rolling these out to about 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch thin. That will be the perfect thickness for our bread. Next, I'm going to throw these on my grill. You could also use a hot cast iron skillet to do this, or a griddle would work as well. But I'm putting these on here, letting them grill. You can see that they get nice and bubbly. 30 to 60 seconds on each side should do it. Now to finish it. I've combined 1/4 cup of butter, melted, with 2 cloves of garlic. I'm spreading the butter and garlic mixture right on top of the beautiful, warm naan. And then I'm topping that with some chopped cilantro. This part, the butter and the garlic, this is the reward. It's what makes all the work worth it. And in our lives, this is self-care. It's treating ourselves with gentleness, with patience, with kindness. It's doing things not just because we have to, but because they bring us joy. It's allowing ourselves to feel pleasure, even in the middle of chaos, because that's when we need it most. So if you're feeling stretched thin, if life is pressing you from all sides, I hope you remember this. You are worthy of care. You are allowed to rest. You do not have to earn love. It's already yours. The world will keep spinning. The stress will still be there, but you don't have to face it on empty. Take care of you first. And if that means starting with something simple, like a warm, homemade naan, then start there. Because even in the busiest seasons, you deserve to be nourished too. And trust me, this is an amazing recipe. It is a must try. It's so much better than anything you would buy in the grocery store. And this pairs beautifully with the Chicken Tikka Masala I made last week. I want to thank you for being here with me today. If this message resonated with you, and if you've been feeling the weight of the world too, let me know in the comments. What's one small way you can take care of yourself this week? And if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe for more food, more heart, and more real conversations. Until next time, be kind to yourself. You deserve it. Hi, I'm Susie. All right, stop laughing.